Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. B&B spoilers Wednesday, July 31. Steffy's hopes and dreams gone wrong. The bold and the beautiful B&B spoilers for Wednesday, July 31, 2024, reveals Steffy realizing she made a major mistake that could derail everything. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Ready for Monte Carlo? Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline Massins Wood, Ridge Forrester, Thurston K., and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, arrive at the airport for their trip to Monte Carlo, but things go terribly wrong as soon as they arrive. Their pilot, Captain Deuce Stevens, played by comedian Tom Arnold, gets sick of waiting for Steffy as she rummages through her bags trying to find her passport. It becomes a hilarious situation as Steffy could swear she had it, but now it's gone. How could she go to Monte Carlo without it? Steffy wants the plane to wait for her, but there are events and meetings to attend and they are on a tight schedule. Someone representing Forrester Creations has to be there, and at least Ridge and Brooke didn't leave their passports behind. Steffy has to allow Brooke and Ridge go on without her as she sulks home to her husband and kids. Little does she know that Hope Logan, Anika Noel, found her passport, but didn't bother getting it to her on time. This brings Hope much joy. B&B spoilers. A private trip. Steffy had wanted this trip to be just her and Ridge for some father-daughter bonding time, but he insisted that Brooke join them. After all, they are set to relaunch the Brooke's Bedroom line, so it makes sense for her to be there. Now it's Brooke and Ridge who get time along together, and they plan to make the best of it. They have been engaged again for a year and haven't even set a wedding date. Instead, there has been nothing but drama in their lives between Eric Forrester's, John McCook, illness and the trials and tribulations of their adult children. While Steffy is stuck at home with John Finnegan, tenor Novlin, Brooke and Ridge intend to leave Los Angeles behind and enjoy the beauty of Monte Carlo together. Might they choose to get married there? An elopement would certainly be the height of romance. Tune into the bold and the beautiful weekdays on CBS to see how these stories play out. Steffy Forrester awoke with a sense of foreboding that Wednesday morning. She couldn't quite place it, but the gnawing feeling in her gut was undeniable. The sun streamed through the large windows of her cliffside Malibu home, casting long shadows that seemed to stretch ominously across her bedroom floor. As Steffy got ready for the day, her mind wandered back to the events that had led her here. Her hopes and dreams, so carefully nurtured, seemed to be slipping through her fingers. She had fought so hard to rebuild her life after losing her daughter, Phoebe, only to discover that the child she had loved and mourned wasn't hers. The betrayal and heartbreak from that revelation still haunted her. But Steffy was resilient, a trait she had inherited from her mother, Taylor, and she had thrown herself into her work and her family, trying to create a new future. However, today felt different. As she drove to Forrester Creations, her thoughts were consumed with worry about her daughter, Kelly. There had been unsettling incidents lately, minor but unsettling. Toys mysteriously misplaced and strange noises in the night. Steffy couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Arriving at the office, she was greeted by her brother Thomas, whose concerned expression did little to alleviate her anxiety. "Morning, Steffy. You look troubled," he said, leaning against her office door. "It's just things at home. Kelly's been acting out and I can't help but feel like something's off," Steffy replied, sitting down behind her desk and absent-mindedly shuffling papers. Thomas frowned, stepping into the office and closing the door behind him. "Do you think it's because of Liam and Hope? I mean, the back and forth can't be easy on her." Steffy sighed, rubbing her temples. "Maybe. I don't know, Thomas. I just have this gut feeling that something bad is going to happen." Before Thomas could respond, Ridge, their father, walked in, his usual confident demeanor tinged with unease. "Steffy, Thomas, we need to talk." The siblings exchanged a glance before focusing on Ridge. "What's going on, Dad?" Steffy asked, her voice steady despite the anxiety bubbling inside her. Ridge took a deep breath, his expression grim. "There's been a development with Spencer Publications. Bill is pushing harder than ever to acquire Forrester Creations. He's leveraging some new information, and it doesn't look good for us. Steffy's heart sank. Just when she thought she could focus on her family, her professional life was thrown into turmoil. What kind of information? She asked, trying to keep her voice calm. Ridge hesitated before answering. He claims to have evidence of financial impropriety, something from years ago that could tarnish our reputation. Thomas slammed his fist on the desk. This is typical Bill Spencer. He'll do anything to get what he wants. Steffy nodded, her mind racing. We need to figure out what he has and counter it. We can't let him win. As the meeting continued, Steffy's phone buzzed with a text message from Liam. We need to talk about Kelly. Urgent. The words sent a shiver down her spine. She excused herself and called him immediately. Liam, what's going on? She asked, trying to keep her voice steady. Steffy, I don't want to alarm you, but Kelly told me something strange. She said she saw someone outside her window last night. Someone she didn't recognize. Steffy's blood ran cold. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I just found out this morning. I was hoping it was just a bad dream, but now I'm not so sure, Liam said, his voice filled with concern. I'll be home as soon as I can, Steffy replied, hanging up and heading out the door, her mind a whirlwind of fear and anger. Back at her Malibu home, Steffy found Kelly playing quietly in her room. She knelt down beside her daughter, brushing a strand of hair from her face. Sweetie, can you tell Mommy what you saw last night? Kelly's eyes widened and she nodded. There was a man outside. He was looking at me through the window. He was scary, Mommy. Steffy's heart edged as she hugged Kelly tightly. Did he say anything? Did he try to come inside? Kelly shook her head. No, but he just stared at me. Steffy tried to remain calm. It's okay, baby. Mommy's here and I won't let anything happen to you. As the day turned into evening, Steffy couldn't shake the feeling of dread. She double-checked all the locks and even called a security company to install a new system the next day. Her hopes for a peaceful and stable life were crumbling, and she felt powerless to stop it. Later that night, as she sat on the couch, lost in thought, there was a knock at the door. Steffy's heart leaped into her throat. She approached cautiously, peering through the peephole. To her surprise, it was Bill Spencer. She opened the door, her expression a mix of anger and confusion. Bill, what are you doing here? Bill stepped inside, his face serious. Steffy, I need to talk to you. It's about Kelly. Steffy's anger flared. If you think you can use my daughter to get to Forrester, you're mistaken. Bill raised his hands defensively. It's not like that, Steffy, I swear. There's something you need to know. Reluctantly, Steffy let him in, crossing her arms as she waited for him to speak. Someone's been watching you and Kelly, Bill said, his voice low. I got wind of it through my own security team. I came to warn you. Steffy's heart pounded. Do you know who it is? Bill shook his head. Not yet, but I'm working on it. In the meantime, I want to help you keep Kelly safe. Steffy was torn. She despised Bill for many reasons, but the fear for her daughter's safety overpowered her pride. All right, Bill, but if this is some kind of ploy. It's not. Bill interrupted. I care about Kelly too. We'll find out who's behind this, together. As Steffy sat down with Bill to discuss their plan, she couldn't help but feel that her dreams of a happy, stable life were slipping further away. She had always been a fighter, but this time the stakes were higher than ever. Protecting her daughter was all that mattered now, and Steffy vowed to do whatever it took to keep her safe, even if it meant confronting the demons of her past and forging uneasy alliances. The night stretched on, filled with uneasy conversations and strategic planning. Steffy's hopes and dreams had indeed gone wrong, but in their place a fierce determination had taken root. She would face whatever came her way, no matter the cost.